Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of PlayCabal. So in this episode we're gonna do a dungeon that is really good for a blader because every boss, like whole entire dungeon, can be done with BM2, which is single target skill. There are actually multiple dungeons like that, but this is one that can also yield a lot of ulls if you drop the ring at the end of the last boss, which costs 200-300 millions, depends on the price on Action House. And we are talking about Forgotten Temple B2F Awakened. So let's jump right into the dungeon and let's give it a quick run. So this dungeon gives 11 DP points. It's a bit slow if you are doing it by yourself, so I suggest that you bring a party here and split the drops. But for video purposes and how to do this dungeon, I'm gonna do it by myself. So let's charge it. First let me activate my buffs. Okay, so first you're gonna click on this fountain, I guess, and that will spawn the boss. Boss will spawn here, so let's enter the BM2 and hit it. Boss will enter this phase where you cannot target him, but you will need to kill this red mob. Once you kill this red mob, the boss will be vulnerable again, which will allow you to kill the boss. So, single target so far. Once you kill the boss, click on the fountain, it will give you a green jewel and proceed here. Then you will need to click on this fire brazier on the left side, click multiple times, and it will open a way through to this boss. Once you kill this boss, it will drop an item that you're gonna pick up and open the chest. Once you do that, let's move further down the line and let's click on the left brazier once again. You also have one side boss that you can do by clicking on this fountain again, but I'm not going to do that because it just takes too much time, which I don't want to do, and I never do actually. If you're farming, you should be efficient, and that boss takes too much time. Okay, so once you're here, click here. This will spawn the boss here. Let's kill the boss. Once we kill the boss, let's go back here at this hallway. Click on this one more time. Open the chest. Once we open the chest, we will click on this vase or something, and this will spawn the boss here. Let's kill the boss here. This boss needs to be killed 3 times. So let's give him a beating. You want to stay in this circle because this is where the boss spawns and you cannot enter or leave this circle once it spawns. Let's kill the boss. Once the boss is killed in this circle, it will spawn here. So let's kill the boss. This is the final time that you need to kill the boss. As you can see, the bosses have like 3 million HP, so it's a bit chunky dungeon. Once you do that, once you kill the boss, open the chest, click on the vase, and let's proceed further down the dungeon. At this point, I'm exiting my BM2 so that cooldown comes before I go further into the dungeon. So we will keep going until we come here. This is the boss here that we need to kill, so let's combo him for now until our BM2 comes again. I'm using mostly my BM2 because it has superior damage compared to BM3, and because everything is single target, I don't need to worry about AoE. Okay, time to go into BM2. Alright, the boss was killed, he dropped the item, destroy the chest, click on here, this will open the hallway again. Let's move through the hallway. We will kill this Azip that's at the end of the hallway where that box door is present. Then we will go back onto the room with the red light. We will click on the statue, click it again. Once we do that, we will need to kill this guy. This guy needs to be killed before that RZIP guy respawns. If he respawns, you will not deal any damage, you will just miss. Once we kill the guy, he will drop the item and the chest. Let's open the chest. We need to kill click one more time here, which will give us a quest item that will destroy the door and allow us to go further. Click on here, and as you can see, this is where the RZIP was killed. So it teleported us right here to save time. There's no bugs anymore, so we're gonna click on the door, which will teleport us immediately to here, which we'll need to click here 2 times. Once we click 2 times, we'll click on this altar, which will spawn a boss. This is the last boss of the dungeon. You will need to kill it 2 times, so let's kill it a bit faster. Okay. First boss killed, and the second boss is here. And there it is. Boss is killed. The boss can drop the ring, which is really expensive, and he drops highest. He can also drop slot center highest here, so it's a really good dungeon if you have time to do it. And once you kill the boss, you're gonna click on this altar once, twice, and the dungeon is completed. Let's take the treasure, 11 DP, 200k honor points, which we don't care really about it, but it's there, and pretty easy dungeon. You don't need a lot of power to do it, but if you want to be efficient, you should strive to enter it with a party, or if you have a lot of power, yeah. This does not apply to you. So yeah, this is Forgotten Temple Awakened. Hope you had a good time, and if you have any questions, I will be here. Bye!